Read the Chaitanya Shishtashtakam. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam shreyaskairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtana, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. नाम नामकारी बहुधा निज सर्वशक्तिस्तत्रार्पिता नियमित स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशं यः जनानुरागः. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and thousands and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. Yes, Mataji, Nandini Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu Dandat Pranam, everybody. Trunadapi Shanichena Tarorapi Saishnana Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhakti rahituki tvai. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. Thank you.
Kashish Mataji, you want to read?
Hare Krishna. Ainandatanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddho kripaya tava pada pankaja siddhatuli sadasham vichintaya. O son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor. Yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Nayanam galatrashrudharaya vadanam gatatrudaya pulake nrichitam vapuha kada tavanam grahane bhavishyati. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your holy name? Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Prabir Prabhu, want to read? Renuka Mataji. Are you reading, Prabir Prabhu? You're on mute. I'm not sure if you're reading.
Sorry.
Yes.
Jugai, Hare Krishna, Jugaitam nimeshana chakshusha pabrishaitam shunyaitam jagat sarvam Govinda Vira Hename. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Aslishava padaratang pinashtumam adarshana marmahatang karotuba jatha tathava bidadhatu lampoto mat prananathas tushaye vanapara. I know no one but Kṛṣṇa as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is the always my worshipful Lord, unconditional. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Shri Shri Chaitanya Shishtastakam Ki Jai. So we completed the whole nectar of instruction, I guess. And Sunday, that's yesterday, also we discussed from here. Now let's again do the first two verses. Yes, Renuka Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, everyone. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jihva vegam udarapastha vegam etan vegan yo vishaheta dhira sarvam apimam pritivam sashishyati shishyat. Also, a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demand, the action of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Can you scroll down, Prabhuji? Atyahara prayashascha prajalbho niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbhir bhaktir vinashyati. One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters, practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, and being greedy for mundane achievements. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Very, very important instructions. Therefore, it's a nectar of instruction. So now let's study. Anyone has any questions about these two verses? Of course, we have not read the purport, but still on an overview, is there any question? Is something is, at least theoretically, something is not clear. Practically following is totally other level. So in the path of bhakti, there are do's and don'ts. A good dog obeys the do's and don'ts and gets the freedom. These are called regulative principles of freedom. Regulation leads to freedom. If one thinks, oh, I'm free, one is free to be kicked by Maya. like if someone on the road may think, oh, I'm free to drive at any speed. I can jump red lights. Okay, you're free for a little time. But then the government will put him behind the bars. And he will lose the little freedom which was given. Okay, I think we read, I don't really recall, to be honest, which verse we read. We read first on the second page until 7:14, 15, 8:5, 8:6. So let's read from 8:6. Anyone who has not read, wants to read? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I can read.
Yes, please.
Yam yam vapi samaran bhavam daya tyajati ante kale varam tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Vipul Prabhu, want to read?
All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Vedeshu Gyaneshu Taposhu Chaivo Dhaneshu Yat Punna Phalam Pradishtam Atyati Tat Sarvam Idam Vidhit Bha Yogi Param Sthanam Upaiti Cha Diyam. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all these, and at the end, he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Anyone else who has not read wants to read? Rama, Krishna, want to read? They're present. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
राजविद्य राजगुह्यं पवित्रं इदमुत्तमं प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्य सुसुखं कर्तुमव्ययम्. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It's the pure knowledge, and because it gives the direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and is joyful performed. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. The devotional service includes everything, and it is the topmost of all knowledge, and it must be happily done. So all these adjectives are very, very important. Happy devotee is the best devotee. Happy devotee is a good example. So we must be happily executing the process of bhakti. Yes, Jyoti Mataji, want to read, or your daughter wants to read? 9:11.
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Avajananti mamudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Let's see, Seema Mataji is there. Anyone else who wants to read and didn't get a chance yet? Okay. These are the prayers of Gajendra also, kind of, that without bhakti we cannot understand Krishna. These are the prayers of Mata Draupadi, Mata Kunti, and we were reading in the morning the prayers of Nalkuver and Manigriva. They're also praying. Pretty much everyone is praying in the same way because it's so important, and we forget. So Krishna reminds us, very merciful. So just so that we stop at a good page 3, so I'll read the last verse. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritah bhajanti ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in the devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So the great souls are always under the divine energy. They are always on the spiritual plane. They are not under the material modes. So very, very important. So we should also try to follow that, to become Mahatma. It's not that we all have to aspire for it. We all have to Prabhupada wanted all of his children to become pure devotees. That's why we are here. So we should sincerely aspire for it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tado jayam mudirayet. Before reciting Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagvatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Namami Damodara Pada Pankajam Karomi Damodara Pujanam Sada Vadami Damodara Nama Nirmalam Smarami Damodara Lila Sundaram Guruve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Who remembers any one shloka from this chapter? Any one shloka? Anyone? Can anyone recite any one shloka for the 14 we have studied so far in chapter 3? Okay. At least everyone should at least learn one shloka. Okay. For those who want, we can learn 2 or 3 shlokas, but there should be at least few we can recite. Not all understandable. You cannot understand. You cannot memorize all the verses, but so for the ones which I'm trying to, first one, Shri Badarayan Iruvacha Evam Vyavastito Buddhya, Buddhi, situate कर, Vyavastita, Vyavasatmika Buddhi. And what else? Mano, Samadhayo Manohridi. In the mind and the heart were completely situated, fixed. Jajapyam Paramam, Japyam, फिर क्या किया? जाप किया. किसका? परम जाप. Jajapyam Paramam Japyam. Japyam Paramam Japyam. Not ordinary chant, not Coca-Cola. Paramam Japyam. Purva Janma Anu. Purva, no, sorry, Pur is Prag. Prag also refers to him. Prag Janmani Anu Shikshitam. What he had learned in his previous life as King Indradyumna. Easy? Try this one if you like it. And it's very good to chant before chanting, so that we can also fix our mind and heart. Evam Vyavastito Buddhya Samadho Manohridi Samadhaya Manohridi Jajapyam Paramam Japyam Pragjanmani Anushikshitam. This we discussed, and then one more also we discussed in detail, and I think we spent some time to remember that as well. Number 10, 1 and 10. Nama Atma Pradipaya, right? Sakshine Paramatmane, Nama Giram Viduraya, Manase, Manaschetasam Api, Nama Atma Pradipaya, Sakshine Paramatmane, Namo Giram Viduraya, Manaschetasam Api. So, this is a suggestion. It's okay if you feel inspired, you can learn. We read till text number 14 yesterday, or on Friday, I mean. So we will continue with the next verse, which is text number 15. So I'm going to share the screen for those who may prefer that way. Gajendra's prayers continue. Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhutkaranaya Sarvagamaya Manaya Maharnavaya Namo Apavargaya Parayanaya. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, sorry. My Lord, you are the cause of all causes, but you yourself have no cause. Therefore, you are the wonderful cause of everything. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, who are the shelter of the Vedic knowledge contained in the Shastras, like the Pancharatras in the Vedanta Sutra, which are your representations, and who are the source of the Parampara system. Because it is you who can give liberation, you are the only shelter for all transcendentalists. Let me offer my respectful obeisance unto you. Purport: the Supreme Personality of Godhead is described herein as the wonderful cause. He is wonderful in the sense that although there may be unlimited emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janmadi Asya Yataha, he always remains complete. Pur, Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vishishyate. In our own experience in the material world, if we have a bank balance of $1 million, as we withdraw money from the bank, the balance gradually diminishes until it becomes nil. However, the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, is so complete that although innumerable personalities of Godhead expand from him, he remains the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate. Therefore, he is the wonderful cause. Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an he has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin. And he is the prime cause of all causes. Brahma Samhita 5.1. It's a longer purport, so anyone else wants to read? And then we can discuss. Anyone feeling inspired to read?
I can read, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Prabhu, even in this material world, we can understand that the sun has existed for millions of years and has given off heat and light since its creation. Yet the sun still remains in power and never changes. What then is to be said of the supreme cause, Param Brahmam Krishna? Everything emanates from him perpetually, yet he maintains his original form, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna personally says in Bhagavad Gita, Mata Sarvam uh, Parvatate, everything emanates from me. Everything emanates from Krishna eternally, yet he is the same Krishna and does not change. Therefore, he is the shelter of transcendentalists who are eager to get free from the material bondage. Everyone must take shelter of Krishna. It is therefore advised akamaha sarvakamova mokshakama uddarau dihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing or desire to merge into the existence of Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. Bhagavad Gita 2.3.10. Param Brahma, the Supreme Lord, and Parandhama, the Supreme Repose, is Krishna. Therefore, anyone who desires anything, whether he is a karmi, a jnani, or a yogi, should try to pursue the Supreme Personality of Godhead very seriously, and all of his desires will be fulfilled. The Lord says, "He ye yatha mam prapadyante tamastathatvai bhajamyaham." As the living entities surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Even the karmi who wants everything for his enjoyment can get it from Krishna. For Krishna, supplying what he wants is not at all difficult. Actually, however, one should worship Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for the sake of getting liberation. Vedascha sarvair aham eva vedaha vedyaha. By studying the Vedic literature, one should understand Krishna as confirmed here. Sarva Sarvagamanayam Maharnaya. He is the ocean and all Vedic flows towards him. Therefore, intelligent transcendentalists take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarvadharman prajatya mam ekam sharanam vraja. This is the ultimate goal. Thank you, Prabhu. Back to you. Please explain.
Thank you so much, Shrikant, for reading. So let's go word by word. Again, I'll share. Because these verses are important, therefore we are discussing them in more details. Namo Namaste. Namo Namaha. This Tulsiyati also starts like this. Again and again. Namo Namo. I offer my respectful obeisance. Unto whom? Akhila Karanaya. Karana, we know this word, right? Can anyone tell anything where you have heard this word? Karana?
Sarvakarana Karana.
Sarvakarana Karana. Very nice. Anyone else? Any other words or something?
Anadiradir Govindam Sarva Karana Karanam Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. The same verse.
Same verse so that he said, that same. Any other link you can do with this word Karana?
Karanakashai Vishnu.
Yes, Karanadakshay Vishnu. The causal ocean. Okay. Akhila. You know, in India, I'll say Akha India. Akhila means the whole. He's the cause of the everything. The whole Brahmanda, each and every aspect. Sarva Karana Karanam. Akhila Karanaya. So, I offer my respectful obeisance to whom? The one who is the cause of every aspect. Material, spiritual, everything. Now, one may ask, what is his cause? Nishkaranaya. Ni plus Karanaya. The one who is the cause of everything. And add the word ni. Negate that. So that means he does not unto you who are causeless. That means now the question, who created God, is redundant because he is Nishkaranaya. He is causeless. He is the one who creates everything. He is causeless. Adbhuta Karanaya. Again the word. See, Karanaya is coming 3 times right here. Adbhut means, can anyone tell anything with Adbhuta?
Great.
Yes, you have to link it to some verse or some bhajan or something.
Adbhuta Sringa Narsimad Dev.
Yes, very nice. Namaste Nrsimhaya, the prayers. Adbhuta. Say that again, Mataji.
Adbhuta Sringa.
Yes.
Sringa
What does that
lion.
mean?
Adbhut means Shringam means lion, and Adbhut means uncomparable, unique, indifferent.
It's wonderful. Namaste Nrsimhaya,
I think
Hiranyakashipu Vakshashilatankar Khan. Yato Nrsimha, Parato Nrsimha, Yato Yato.
I
Where is
think
it?
that refers to Adbhut Shringar, which he is wearing the garland of intestines. Adbhut Shringar.
Bhutta Shringa, yes. That refers Shringa. It's not Singha. Maybe.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Mataji.
So Adbhut refers to wonderful, astonishing, great. Adbhut Karanaya. He is the wonderful cause of everything. Sarva Agama Amanaya. He is the cause of the wonderful Parampara system of all the Vedas. Maha Arnavaya. So the great ocean of knowledge, Maha Arnava. What does Arnava mean? Does it mean ocean? I think it means ocean. What? Anyone knows? Arnav? This word is quite common. Maha Arnavaya. The great ocean where all the rivers merge. Namah, again, Namah is coming. Apavargaya. So Apavarga referring to sometimes it's referred to a spiritual world. So the one, Apavargaya. Apavarga refers to spiritual world, and one who can give the liberation or deliverance is Apavargaya. Karanaya. Then Para Ayannaya. The shelter of the transcendent. Parayanaya. Yeah, Parayanaya. Narayana Parayana. Right? You discussed that verse there. Narayana Parayana. So what does Apavarga mean? Pavarga refers to Pafa Bhabhama. The set of these. Pa refers to Parishram. Material world is referred to as Pavarga. Pa is Parishram. Everyone is working so hard day and night. And then what happens? One is Svena, is foaming like a snake, foaming till the mouth because of hard work. Prakriti sthani karshati. Then Ba is Vyartha. Ultimately, it goes in vain. One works so hard for others. Then Bha is Bhai. 100 different types of insurances to protect what one has earned, or because of fear of thieves, fear of this, fear of that, fear. Ultimately, what happens? The crocodile of death. Mrityu sarvaschara. Mrityu sarvaharascha. So, the crocodile of death. But Apavarga is where there is no Apavabhavama. That means Satchidananda. So, again, very, very sweet verse. Referring to the supreme cause of everything. So this verse talks about the supreme cause, that how Krishna is the supreme cause, Sarva Karana Karanam, how is Akhila Karanaya, how he is Nishkaranaya. Even if sometimes we don't remember the full verse, even if you remember few words or few phrases, one line, it's always good. Something better than nothing. So Nishkaranaya, Akhila Karanaya, Adbhut Karanaya. See, 3 words right here. Now, the first half is so easy to remember. Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhut Karanaya. Is it difficult? Right? It's easy. See, Vamsilas Prabhu is nodding his head. So, can you recite, Prabhu? Please tell. Yeah. 3 Karanayas. First, he is the Akhila Karanaya. He is Nishkaranaya. And then he is Adbhut Karanaya. Right? First line is that, like first 2 lines. Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhut Karanaya. Who can recite without seeing it?
Prabhuji, Namo
Namo
Namaste Akila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhut Karanaya.
Yes. So everyone can write in their notepad or book or wherever. Then it will go deeper. See? It's words learning should be fun. And when you try to understand the meanings, it's poetic. Shukdev Goswami has made it easy for us. It's so poetic. Karanaya, Karanaya, Karanaya. Namo Namaste Namo Tulasi Krishna Priyasi. So that's how we can make it nice and joyful. Any comments? Any? Everyone learned the first line? Everyone, please try to learn the first line. I'll show again on the screen. Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya. The cause of all causes. Hey, do you have a cause? No. Nishkaranaya, one who has no cause. Adbhut Karanaya, wonderful cause of everything. So, Karanaya, Karanaya, Karanaya. Okay, let's read the next verse. Yes, Mataji, want to read?
Yes, Prabhu Dandavat Pranam. Text number 16. Gunarani Channa Chidushmapaya Tatkshobha Vispurti Jat Vispurjita Manasaya Naishkarmya Bhavena Vivarjita Tagam Swayam Prakashaya Namaskaromi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. My Lord, as the fire in Arani wood is covered, you and your unlimited knowledge are covered by the material modes of nature. Your mind, however, is not attentive to the activities of the modes of nature. Those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge are not subject to the regulative principles directed in the Vedic literatures because such advanced souls are transcendental. You see, you personally appear in their pure minds. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 10.11, it is said, Tesham evanukampartham aham agyaya jam tamaha nashyayam yami atma bhavastha jnana deepena bhasvata. For a devotee who has taken the lotus feet of the Lord within his heart, the Lord gives spiritual enlightenment, known as Jnana-Deepa, by special mercy from within. This Jnana-Deepa is compared to the fire hidden within Arani wood. To perform fire sacrifices, great sages previously did not ignite a fire directly. The fire would be invoked from Arani wood. Similarly, all living entities are covered by the modes of material nature, and the fire of knowledge can be ignited only by the Supreme Personality of Godhead when one takes Him within one's heart. Savai manaha Krishna Padaravindayo. If one takes seriously the lotus feet of Krishna, who is seated within one's heart, the Lord eradicates all ignorance. By the torch of knowledge, one immediately understands everything properly by the special mercy of the Supreme Lord and becomes self-realized. In other words, although a devotee may externally not be very well educated because of his devotional service, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives him enlightenment from within. If the Lord gives enlightenment from within, how can one be in ignorance? Therefore, the allegation of the Mayavadis that the devotional path is for the unintelligent or uneducated is untrue. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gunes tatra samaste suraha. Bhagavatam 5.18.12. If one becomes an unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Lord, he automatically manifests all good qualities. Such a devotee is above the instructions of the Vedas. He is the Paramahamsa. Even without going through the Vedic literature, a devotee becomes pure and enlightened by the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, my Lord, the devotee says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Wow, so this how the intelligence is destroyed. First, the Guru gives the torch of knowledge, and at the same time, when we are surrendered more, Krishna enlightens us from within. Um, and this Tesham Evanukampartham verse is quoted. So for a devotee who takes to the lotus feet of the Lord, then Jnana is turned on. So we just right now we just turn on the electricity and it gets connected to the source, and electricity just flows. It's on the autoplay, autopilot mode kind of. So similarly, as soon as we take that shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, that current flows through us. As soon as we start chanting, the Lord's mercy flows through us. Now it talks about Arani wood. The fire would be invoked from the Arani wood. So they did not use matchboxes or for lighters. It's very interesting to know that the fire is invoked from within. And there's a very nice reference, fanning the spark. As Vaisheshika Prabhu says, we have to do, we don't have to, when we go on preaching, we don't have to light the fire. We just have to fan their spark. And every living entity has this dormant love of Krishna inside. And as soon as you let that dust accumulated by Maya go away, from within they feel enlightened, and within Krishna gives them the mercy by which they can see the Gyan, they can see clearly with that Jnanadi. That's all I understand, Prabhu. Back to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mataji. The last line of this shloka says, Swayam Prakashaya Namaskaromi. So see, we can remember this line here. Swayam Prakashaya Namaskaromi. Karomi. See, we read in Damodar. Karomi Damodar Pujanam Sada. So, Namaskaromi. I offer my humble obeisance. Unto whom? Unto that Lord who Swayam Prakashaya. He is the supreme enlightener of everyone. Now, unto whom will he enlighten? To those who make an effort to purify. They will appear, the Lord will appear in their pure minds. He is present. Like the Atma and the Paramatma, the watching bird is present. But only those who make the effort to turn towards him, then they will be enlightened. So the word Prabhupada is using, if one takes seriously the lotus feet of Krishna, so that means we have to take seriously, like how Gajendra took it very seriously. It was not joking time. It was not like maybe, like it was like 100% surrender. So that is like serious surrender. And then the Lord, seated within one's heart, purifies. Chetodharpanamarjanam. And then he steals that heart. He appears in that heart. And that's basically Janmashtami. But first we have to purify. And then the Guru, Adi Guru, Shri Balaramji appears before Krishna, so that the purification can happen. And how will the purification happen? When we take to the process of Krishna consciousness, then the Lord will enlighten, the Lord will guide. But we have to take the process of bhakti seriously. And then Swayam Prakashaya Namaskaram. So all the impurities will be gone. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagvata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Bhakti will arise, right? That's what we hear every day. Bhakti Uttama Shloke. Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. There is no doubt in that. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness. To purify the heart through the process of bhakti by sincerely taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, sincerely taking the shelter of the Guru, and the process of bhakti, the impurities will be cleansed and the Lord will appear. So, any other comments, any additions? in this text. Okay, who would like to read next verse? Again, it's a long verse, so we can read in 2 parts or 3 parts. Anyone feeling inspired to read today? No one? Yes, Praveen Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Devotees Hare Krishna. Dandavat Jai Srila Prabhupada. Text 17. Madrik prapanna pasha vimokshanaya muktaya bhuri karunaya namo alaya samsena sarvatanu bhin manoshi protita pratyag drishe bhagavate brihate namaste. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Since an animal such as I had surrendered unto you, who are supremely liberated, certainly you will release me from this dangerous position. Indeed, being extremely merciful, you incessantly try to deliver me. By your partial feature as Paramatma, you are situated in the hearts of all embodied beings. You are celebrated as direct transcendental knowledge, and you are unlimited. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The words Brihate Namaste have been explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Brihate Sri Krishnaya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. There are many tattvas such as Vishnu Tattva, Jiva Tattva, and Shakti Tattva. But above everything is the Vishnu Tattva, which is all-pervading. This all-pervading feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is explained in Bhagavad Gita 10:42, wherein the Lord says, Athava bahunaitena kim gyattena tava arjuna vista bhyam aham idam Kṛṣṇam ekamshana sthita jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Thus, Krishna says that the entire material world is maintained by his partial presentation as Paramatma. The Lord enters every universe as Garbhodakshay Vishnu and then expands himself as Kshirodakshay Vishnu to enter the hearts of all living entities and even enter the atoms. Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham. Every universe is full of atoms, and the Lord is not only within the universe, but also within the atoms. Thus, within every atom, the Supreme Lord exists in his Vishnu feature as Paramatma. But all the Vishnu Tattvas emanate from Krishna, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.2. Aham Adir Hi Devanam. Krishna is the Adi or beginning of the Devas of this material world, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Therefore, he is described here as Bhagavate Brihate. Everyone is Bhagavan. Everyone possesses opulence, but Krishna is Brihan Bhagavan, the possessor of unlimited opulence. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Krishna is the origin of everyone. Aham Sarvasya Prabhahu. Even Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara come from Krishna. Matta parattaram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. There is no personality superior to Krishna. Therefore, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Bhagavate Brihate means unto Krishna. Hare Krishna. So here, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that word Brihate Bhagavate. And Prabhupada explained that Brihate Bhagavate, according to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is Brihate Sri Krishna. Means Krishna, everything comes from Krishna. He has unlimited potencies. He is present in this universe, in every atoms. Even though all the Vishnu Tattvas come from him, and definitely every atoms are part and parcel of Krishna. So that's my understanding, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, back to you.
Okay. Kanto, you have raised your hand. Is it for reading or something else?
To read, Prabhuji.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can complete this text.
Hare Krishna. In this material world, everyone is a pashu, an animal, because of the bodily conception of life. Yes, mat buddhi kun ape tri dhatuke swadih kala tradishu bahuma jaya jyadihi yatritha buddhis salile na karhichid janeshu abhijneshu cha eva go karaha. A human being who identifies the body made of these elements as the self, who considers the byproducts of the body to be his kinsmen, who considers the land of his birth to be worshipable, and who goes to the place of pilgrimage simply to bathe rather than to meet men of transcendental knowledge, there is to be considered like a cow or an ass. Bhagavatam 10.84.13. Practically everyone, therefore, is a pashu, an animal, and everyone is attacked by the crocodile of material existence. Not only the king of the elephants, but every one of us is being attacked by the crocodile and is suffering the consequences. Only Kṛṣṇa can deliver us from this material existence. Indeed, he is always trying to deliver us. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddishye Arjuna tishtati. He is within our hearts and is not at all inattentive. His only aim is to deliver us from material life. It is not that he becomes attentive to us only when we offer prayers to him. Even before we offer our prayers, he instantly tries to deliver us. He is never lazy in regard to our deliverance. Therefore, this verse says, Bhuri Karunya Namo Layaya. It is the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord that he always tries to bring us back home, back to Godhead. God is liberated and he tries to make us liberated. But although he is constantly trying, we refuse to accept his instructions. Sarva dharmam parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Nonetheless, he has not become angry. Therefore, he is described here as Bhuri Karunaya, unlimitedly merciful in delivering us from this miserable material condition of life and taking us back home, back to Godhead. Prabhuji, what I understood was Kṛṣṇa is not there, like he's everywhere, but he's within our heart, and he keeps like trying to help us, trying to overcome this material world, but we just try to ignore and try to satisfy our senses. And here in the earlier, like in the first few lines, I have understood that every person think that they are the controller. I mean, people are now want to go to space. People are trying to develop so many things in technology and medicine and all that, and people think they are controllers, but Krishna is the ultimate controller. All the modes and all the elements, the elements are under his control, and they are like a puppets to him. So instead of taking shelter to all these elements and all that, we have to take shelter at the lotus feet, take shelter at the lotus feet of Prabhupada, take shelter at the feet of our spiritual master, and they will show us the way, and Krishna will be there happy to embrace us back to Godhead. That's what I understood. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, and Shani Mataji for leading. So many wonderful points are there. This is again very, very important verse. So let's try to understand the word to word. For most words, if we understand the word to word for most words, then we develop a better relationship with the words. Madrik. So, iti drik swalila bhi anand kunde, right? So, like this leelas, like madrik. So, like me, an animal like me, prapanne. Narashing Adim Sharanam Prapanne Prapadye, referring to again surrender. That I take your shelter. An animal, and now he's not saying I am a great devotee. He's not saying, see, I'm citing such nice verses. So his humility is seen here. And actually, as Prabhupada is explaining, all of us are like animals on this island. I am like an animal because I have this go buddhi, ass-like mentality. Busy in only eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Dharma hitesham adhiko visheshu dharma vina pashubi naranam. Not practicing bhakti, it's basically like animal only. Going to holy places for watching some, this lila, that lila, without hearing from the guru. That's like animal like. Thinking the body is mine and I, me, and mine, being covered with the three modes, is animal like. And the Gajendra is this verse is not like for the Pashu, it's for humans who are in the Pashu body, referring to majority of the population, including myself. So Pashu referring to animal. Pashu Pasha. Pasha is Yama Pasha, Bhava Pasha. Pasha is Bandhan or the chains. So of entanglement. So Vinatsi Ghoram Yamapasha Bandham Chinatsi Himam Bhavapasha Bandham. So Krishna can free us from the chains. Vimokshanaya, one who releases. Vimukta, Vimukti, Vimoksha, etc. Muktaya. He is not touched by the material world. Bhuri Karunaya. Bhuri Bhuri Prashansa, Bhuri Bhuri Pranam, Bhuri Bhuri means again and again, unlimited times. So Krishna is unlimitedly merciful. Namaha, again, Bhuri Karunaya Nama Layaya. Lay refers to laziness. Lay down. You can remember with this. Lay. So jao. Lay down. Lay is laziness. Alaya. Alaya. Alyaya. So alay basically, then we are adding aya to everything, like karuna, karunaya. Vimokshan, vimokshanaya. Alay, alaya. Alayaya. In the previous words also we read. What did we read in the previous word? What was repeated?
Nishkaranaya, Adbhut Karanaya, Namo.
Yeah, very nice. Karana, karanaya. So aya. Vimokshanaya. Mukta, muktaya. Karuna, karunaya. So alay means not lazy. Lay means lazy. This is one of the gates, as Amogila Prabhu explains nicely. Lay is laziness. So is Krishna lazy for to shower karuna upon the people? No, Gajendra is saying he is not lazy. He is very, very eager, very, very attentive for the purpose of my deliverance. But the point is, I am lazy. I am thinking for thousands of years I am fighting. For the whole life I fight. Oh, I'll win one day. I'll win one day. But the moment I take shelter of Krishna, Krishna is willing to give himself. Krishna, when one takes one step, Krishna walks thousand steps towards him or her. So Krishna is not lazy. Krishna is always watching when will my child turn towards me. So he's always very, very attentive. He gives up everything. He was eating in the Dwarka with his queens, and then suddenly Draupadi Maya called out. He gave up everything and went. Right there he reached. Oftentimes it says a story, the great devotee mentions this, that one time Garuda, who runs with the speed of mind, Krishna said, well, you're not running too fast. So Krishna carried Garuda on him, and then Krishna, of course, he's the cause of everything. Then Krishna picked up Garuda, and Krishna, because to protect his devotee, Krishna showed that he is not lazy. Because my devotee is in danger, I can't miss 1 microsecond. So, Bhuri Karuna, unlimited mercy. Nama Alaya. The Swa Amshena, referring to the Paramatma feature. Sarva Tanubhrit. Manasi, the mind, Pratita. Pratyak Drishe. Pratyaksha Darshan, right? Pratyaksha Praman, Pratyak. So the direct observer. As Paramatma, is a direct observer. He's watching, he's the watching boy. Bhagavate, unto that Supreme Lord. Bhrit, Bhagavate Bhrit. Anyone can link this word to anything? Brihat.
Like Brihad Mridanga?
Yes. Brihat Mridanga, the big, unlimited Mridanga. So what's, Mataji, please tell, this is your favorite service. Please tell maybe a little bit what's Brihat.
As far as I know, it's just means spreading the glories of the Lord through book distribution. As Prabhupada would say, this is real Brihad Madanga. But please add. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji distributes so many books every day, every week. So as Prabhupada mentioned that and then Dasri Thakur also, I believe, mentioned this, that the sound of one mridanga, let's say if Prabir Prabhu is playing mridanga at his home, will the neighbors hear? Probably, maybe, if he really plays loud. But will someone living 2 blocks away hear? No, they'll not hear. But book distribution is referred to as Brihat Mridanga. One book, there's so many stories, unlimited stories, that how it goes from one place to the other and one hand to the other, and in so many lives it can transform. That's the unlimited mridanga or the big mridanga. So the Prabhupada is explaining this word in great detail. Brihat Shri Krishnaya or Brihat Bhagavate. Bhagavate Brihat Namaste. So Gajendra is offering not to any Tom, Dick, Harry. His prayers are not to any. Often this word Bhagavan is used for demigods also, like Brahma. Sometimes for Narada also it's used Bhagavan. Sometimes for other great souls also Bhagavan is used. But Brihat Bhagavan or Brihat Bhagavate is only used for the Supreme Lord. So this shows that he is not calling to any other demigod or to Indra, Chandra. They could have also easily saved him, isn't it? Is this crocodile more powerful than Surya Dev, than Indra Dev, than Chandra Dev? Certainly not. But Gajendra knows very well whom to call out. Whom to call out, who is very, very eager to deliver his devotee. So we can remember this, we can think about this also. Bhuri Karuna Namo Layaya. Isn't that? Muktaya bhuri karunaya namo layaya. Isn't it beautiful? Bhuri karuna, unlimited mercy, and not being lazy for shower that mercy. That's Krishna. Madrik prapanna pashupasha vimokshanaya. So पशु के पाश को मुक्त कर देते. We are also pashu. I am also pashu. Animal-like mentality, entangled in this world. Pashu pasha vimuktaya, vimokshanaya. Who can do? Only Krishna. So what is that animal-like mentality? And then His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, I think, mentioned this point, that by chanting the holy name is like the real yajna. By chanting the holy name in the yajna of the heart is like the yajna kunda. The nectar, ghee is the healing, the shravan, the ladle of ears. We're pouring this ghee through the medium of the ears in the kunda of heart or mind. And what happens in the previous days? The there was an old animal like a horse, etc., was killed in the sense sacrificed in the sense they would get a new body. So, and that was like a test of the purity of the yajna. So the animal would transform into a better life, a human form of life. So basically, by chanting the holy name, the Pashu Pasha, the entanglement of animalistic entanglement will be destroyed, and we will become not just a human, but a devotee. so, so just having the garment of a human body does not really mean being human. People wear t-shirts, being human, but they'll kill animals, they'll kill everyone, they'll loot and do all sorts of nonsense things, but being human. So being human really means to give up the animalistic propensity. How? By taking shelter. Muktaya bhuri karunaya namolayaya. To take shelter of one who is not lazy, who does not procrastinate. Krishna says, Pratigya. This Draupadi Mata says in the Mahabharata, Pratigya tava govinda name bhakta pranashyati iti samsmritya sandharyami pranam aham. I'm forgetting the last words. Sandharyami pranam. That means, oh Lord Govinda, Pratigya Tava Govinda, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish, Krishna. You have declared this boldly. Iti samsmritya. Iti, remembering this. Iti drik, right? So iti, remembering this pratigya of yours, I am holding my life. That your devotee never perishes. That you will not let your devotee go down. So we can also remember this prayer of Gajendra, of some phrases, some full shlokas. This is from our heart. See, the goal is not to show how many verses we have learned. The goal is to relate to these and to call out, because I am not so intelligent to uh, you know to write some nice poems or phrases for the Lord. It's fine. But if I copy paste Gajendra, whatever I like, whatever I can relate to, whatever inspires me, I can just sing that. So whatever inspires you, you can try to memorize some phrases, some half shlokas, full shlokas, and it will be wonderful. Any comments? Any questions? Is it too much or is it okay?
Prabhu, I really like the interactive mode we have gone into on Gajendra Moksha. Thank you for inspiring us to memorize the verses. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mataji. Anything else before we stop? So you can remember some phrases from these And the point is, if we revise, and revision does not mean that we have to know. Even if you take 5 minutes from your office tomorrow and just like skim through what I read yesterday, let me have a look at what I read, what we discussed. Just open the words and the word to word. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the lunch break, 5 minutes in the afternoon break. You'll see big change. So, but if we don't review, then it will be difficult to remember. So I would encourage, I'm just speaking for myself so that I can do that tomorrow. Okay, so we will pause here and continue tomorrow with the next verse. So please try to learn some phrases, verses, half full, whatever you like. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Shri Gajendra Moksha Stuti ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Shri Damodar ki jai, Shri Kartika Mas ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaura Bhaktarinda ki jai.
Vesha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.